Bridging the gap. The damage done to the bridge was not easy to repair. Rusty, Duncan, and Ivo Hugh had a lot of work to do. Ivo Hugh tried to work with Rusty and stay away from Duncan as much as he could. He was still very cross with Duncan for tricking him. Every evening, Mr. Hugh came to inspect their work so far. "Very good," he said to the engines one evening. "At this rate, the bridge will be mended by the end of this week." "Thank you, sir," replied the 3 engines. But that night, there was a bad storm. And when Rusty arrived at the bridge early the next morning, he saw that a bolt of lightning had knocked over one of the bridge supports, and the bridge was now very unstable. It's worse than I thought," Mr. Hugh said as he inspected the damage. By this time, Duncan and Ivo Hugh had arrived as well. "The construction will have to be put on hold until another bridge support is ordered." The 3 engines looked glum. "Oh, don't worry, it's not your fault," Mr. Hugh continued. "It was the storm that did it. Ah, well, we'll just have to have the train stop at Glenwick a little longer. I'm sure the passengers won't mind once we explain the situation." "Yes, sir," said the engines. A few weeks later, the bridge support arrived and was fitted onto the bridge. It was a perfect fit, and at the end of the week, the bridge was completely finished. "A splendid job, all 3 of you," congratulated Mr. Hugh. "You've all done a marvelous job, and I am very proud of you. Now, I need one of you to test run the bridge." All 3 engines whistled, but Ivo Hugh whistled the loudest. "May I do it, please, sir?" asked Ivo Hugh. "Certainly, Ivo Hugh," smiled Mr. Hugh. "Go slowly from this side of the bridge to the opposite." Ivo Hugh started slowly across the bridge. Everything was going well. But then he noticed that the tracks weren't leveled correctly. One rail was just an inch higher than the other. Ivo Hugh stopped, but not fast enough. His front 2 wheels fell off the rails, and his buffers hit the side of the bridge. "Peep, peep," whistled Ivo Hugh. "Help, help!" Rusty and Duncan quickly rushed to Ivo Hugh's aid. Together, they pulled the engine back onto the rails. The bridge wasn't too badly damaged, but Ivo Hugh's front was bent. "Well, you'll need to go to the works now," said Mr. Hugh. "We should have checked the rails on that bridge better. Still, we'll have it all sorted. Don't worry, it wasn't your fault. It's a mistake any engine could make." "Thank you, sir," said Ivo Hugh. Ivo Hugh was sent to the works next day. By the time he got out, the rails had been completely leveled, and the bridge reopened.